Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Git Good at OpenTTD. Now, in this video, I want to start transporting one of the resources we haven't done anything with so far, which is wood. Now, wood gets produced in forests. You can see a forest here. Well, there's also lots of trees here, and even though we do end up removing a lot of them, they don't actually produce any wood. So that's what we get from these forests. And in a temperate climate like we are now, forests produce wood, and we need to bring our wood to a sawmill like we see here. And the sawmill turns its wood into goods, which we can then bring to a city. Now, if we look at the map, the sawmills are orange, and I can see 3 sawmills on the map. There's one over here, and one right over here. And I think, well, if you look at this map, I think I want to also build something in the middle. I kind of want to make a rail line from right here to right here, and then we can make a nice station here for this sawmill. And who knows, some more trains might end up taking this route across the land if it's faster for them. I'm actually quite curious to see how busy this line will get. Anyway, these depots are kind of in the way. There's one over here, and there's also a depot here. I think this will actually make some nice places to make some junctions for our new rail line. Now, if we use this sawmill, goods will get produced here, and for that we can, I think we can use this nice goods station that we put here right next to the city in the last episode. It's now way too big for the amount of trains that visit it, but it's a nice excuse to use this sawmill over here. So first I will start building the infrastructure to make this line across the land. Then I'll make a station to bring our wood into, and after that I'll make a goods station so we can actually transport the goods into the city. All right, let's get going. Oh, by the way, something I should tell: when you load up your game, by default the default train type is selected when you click this rail icon. So if you have electric trains, then don't forget to actually change this rail type to electrified railroad construction when you start building again, or else well, you may forget to convert it to electrified rails, and then your electric trains will be they will have nowhere to go. So yeah, don't forget about that. If you do forget, it is quite easy to upgrade your rails to electrified rails again. Now, because our goods station is over here, and the line we're now going to make is over here, probably many of the trains that come from this side are just here to pass over they basically they want to go from these rails to these rails, and then they will use these rail lines for a little bit. We may want to actually prevent them from being on this main line, because it's already quite busy over there. Oops. My mouse was freaking out. Right. It could be better to make a bypass line here. And what do I mean with that? We just make a line here so they don't have to go on the main line. So basically we just make them a little shortcut, and that means that trains on the main line can just drive around without being bothered by the other trains. And we'll do the same here, just so trains that are coming from the Good station can just go to this line, to the sawmill, without bothering any of the trains on the main line. I think this will make our rail line a little bit better. You want them to disturb each other as little as possible. Now we shouldn't forget to make some space for our stations. We don't want the main line to be too close to the stations. Now we are fitting this train nicely into the landscape. Then I still have to think of how to make the stations here. I think I have a nice idea for it. The first trains have already started using this line, so I should probably get some signals here quickly. Alright, that should do the trick. Alright, this station can now be entered from this direction and from this direction, and it can also, trains can also go in both directions from this station. Now I just have to connect the other one. And I just hope the sawmill doesn't close before we have finished making this station. It sometimes happens, it can be quite annoying. It's because the sawmill right now isn't serviced, it may at any point decide to close. It has happened to me in the past. It's always annoying when it happens. Now this will be a little bit more tricky to connect, I think, because it is quite close to this rail line. I will probably just make it a little bit more wide, just so we have some more space. Now, since we have so much money here, I guess you do get more lazy in building the further you get in the game. I still remember the early days of this map where, for example, I was still actively avoiding building on farmland, for example, just because it was more expensive. But right now, with 84 million in the bank, I guess we don't really have to worry about that anymore. Now, if you're wondering whether a tunnel or a bridge is better, usually the answer is tunnel, just because trains don't have a speed limit in tunnels. They do have a speed limit for bridges. So yeah, if you can use both, you should probably use a tunnel. But bridges are usually easier to build, just because you can fit them into the landscape easier. But you cannot always get the right landscape to make a tunnel. Alright, I think we have connected everything here. We just need a path signal here. And we need one here as well. And then we'll... oh. I think we should also connect this one. Now here I will do a trick to make sure these two lines don't cross each other. We don't want the traffic that has to go to this station to be bothered by trains leaving this station. So I will just make a little bridge here. And we'll pass the other line under it. Okay, so now trains that are exiting this station, they can go over the trains that want to go to this station. And because we do it like this now, they won't bother each other. And now I just have to find a way to allow trains coming from this direction to actually pass to here. That will require some thinking. Okay, let's see. From this line we can go into this tunnel to the station, and also from this line we can go to the station. And we can exit to this line, and we can exit in the other direction. And the same for this station, we can enter from this direction and from this direction. And we can also exit in this direction and in this direction. Alright, I feel pretty good about this. I think it's time to now start connecting some forests to this line. Anyway, I'll make this the unloading station. Let's call it wood. And we'll call this one good. Wood and good. Alright. Now, let's find some forests to connect. Now, these diesel trains can actually also carry some goods or some cargo. So let's refit them to wood. When you replace a train like we did before, they automatically get refitted to whatever was in the train. So, for example, these coal trains automatically had their engines refitted to also carry some coal. But right now we probably should change it to wood. And now they should also fill a little bit with wood. Right, full load any cargo. And let's start transporting wood to the station. Now, every train that leaves the depot already causes a slight disruption. It's because our train network is getting busier and busier. But here the train is, and now it will start loading its first wood anytime now. There we go. Let's quickly start loading our first batch of wood to the sawmill. Also to prevent it from closing, should it want to. There we go, perfect. Now soon this should show a number showing that it is starting to create some goods. Alright, I think we should make some trains to carry the goods to the city on the other side. And then we can start connecting more forests. Oof, this forest is down to 0 tons of wood produced. In the last month it was only around 30. I think we should just put some small trains on it and hope the forest doesn't close down. Probably 3 wagons should be enough. send it to this station. Oops. Let's not send it to wood, but we should send it. I mean, not send it to good, we should send it to wood. And I'll make 2 of them. And let's hope they are able to make any profit. Alright, I had to really cram this station in. It's really tight here. Quite some tight curves. Here I even put that's probably the tightest curve we have in this entire map. But I think I'll just leave it like this. Actually, I think I see a solution here. It's really simple. Alright, that's a little bit better. But yeah, it's really tight here, and actually, while on the entirety of the map the trains are always driving on the right, here they will actually drive on the left for a little bit. But I don't care, because it's such a small part. So, time to make some trains. Now we may be starting to reach the limits of what our network can comfortably handle, especially in some areas like this. I tried putting things a bit, well, I tried changing things a bit here just so it would be more efficient, but it probably takes some more changes to make this actually work a lot better. But for now the network still looks like it can just handle it. Alright, time to connect some more wood to our system. Alright, it looks like the sawmill is now producing a good amount of goods. Lots of wood gets transported here from the forest, and I think that means we have only one cargo type that we still haven't transported in this map, which is valuables. And for that we need to connect banks together. Now banks can only spawn in cities, and I will have to see how I will connect them. Maybe I will do it with trains, but maybe we can find some other interesting way. Anyway, I think we've now connected all the woods on the map, and we're making a good profit of it. As you can see here, well, the numbers may be a little bit too small to see, but I can assure you they're making a good profit, these goods trains. And also these trains for that transport wood, most of them are also making a good profit. So to connect all these woods was probably a good idea. Alright, well, something I also like, by the way, is how many more trains are actually using this line we made across the map. I'm always curious to see how many trains will use a new route. They will use it if it's faster than the old route, of course. And I can imagine there's quite some routes that have been made shorter by this rail that cuts right across the middle of the map. Now, one really interesting thing I found here in the map was this button here. Then you can actually see the cargo flow, so here you can see which stations are connected. I think we've made quite an interesting map here. Of course, I tried to transport goods from one side of the map to the other, and you can see these lines go all over the map. I think this is quite a cool function. Alright, that was it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again in the next one. See you later.